In this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of state of being and how you can influence your own state of being to create the life that you want. Because when I talk about state of being, this is one of the most crucial elements to really master of your own internal world. Because your current state that you have influences everything that you're doing at this moment. And if you have a negative state, what happens is that it will influence reality in a more negative way. There will be more obstacles, you will run into more problems, things will seem harder, more difficult. And then on the other side, when your state of being is good, let's say it is a high vibrational state of being that you have, then things will go a lot smoother. Things will be easier. It will not be such an uphill battle to get things done, to achieve goals and all these things. And I'm going to break down why that is the case and also give you some suggestions on how to improve your state of being. And also explain more of the mechanics of the state of being that you have and how that influences reality. Let's start with that actually. So when we observe reality, it comes from a certain state of being. So let's say you are now in an anxious state, or let's say you are in a fearful state, or let's say you are in a relaxed state, you are centered, you feel calm. Then this influences how we observe reality. And due to the observer effect, this also changes reality in front of our eyes. Reality will literally be different because we're accessing a different frame of reality in that specific moment. You can access basically the reality that you have in front of you, or the certain frame. Or let me put it this way. So let's say I am in an anxious state. I am anxious right now. I will access a different part of reality than when I am in abundance. It will, in a sense, look the same. Let's say I'm recording this video, I'm looking in the camera. Yes, on the one hand, you could say it's the same. On the other hand, you could say it's a different frame of reality, a different slice, a different kind of picture that you're accessing in the infinite. Because in the end, everything is infinite, everything already exists, and you are accessing that at this moment. And this is really powerful to understand because it means that from moment to moment, we can choose to access something different, to choose to access high vibrational states of being. And yeah, you could also say state of being is vibration. I would say it encompasses a little bit more. And I think it can be a better word to use because it refers to state of being. Who are you being right now? It's really your being. What do you have right now? And something that you're conscious of. And of course, you can also be unconscious of certain things that influence your state of being. That's also crucial to understand, and also crucial to gain more awareness around your own state. Like, what am I actually feeling? Try to be present with your feelings, but it's more than just feelings. It's also the sensations in your body. It is how are you viewing reality at the moment? And all this encompasses your state of being. Maybe also the thoughts and how they interplay with the emotions. So this is really crucial to understand. Let me just check if everything is still working. Okay, it looks good. So from that place, because we are the observers of our reality, and through the observer effect, we basically collapse reality into matter. Like it's basically the double slit experiment, and they have like the waves, and the other thing I kind of forgot right now. It's the waves and the particles. That's it, the waves and the particles. And what that does is that with the double slit experiment, these waves and particles, they are actually observed, and then the particles turn into waves because they are observed. And this is exactly how it works with reality in this moment while you're watching this video. You are observing this, and that will collapse these particles into waves, making them into matter, an actual experience that you are experiencing right now. And this is something in a sense, you could say your unconscious mind is doing at the moment. It's basically creating this hologram around you of reality, what's basically your experience at this moment. Because if you zoom in, then in the end, it's all empty space. So it's kind of like decoding certain data that comes in and then creating an experience. That's a very interesting way of looking at experience also. So let's make that really practical. So let's say you are working on your business, or maybe you have a certain problem in your relationships, and it's really something that is suddenly here. There's suddenly a certain problem that you need to deal with, and it's really important to then be aware of your own state of being in that moment. Because if you really get attached to, hey, this problem should not be here in my business, or this problem should not be here in my relationship, and she or him should behave this way, and why is the server not working, because we just bought a new one and we're doing this online marketing campaign, and suddenly Facebook is giving all kinds of warnings that it's not allowing us to run any ads anymore, or something like that, which if you are a Facebook advertiser, you run into this kind of stuff, that suddenly Facebook does a little bit weird things, and then suddenly shuts your ad account down for no reason. So in those moments, it's super crucial to be aware of your own state of being, because if we get attached, if we fuel the problem with, how can I say, more lower vibration state of being energy, fear, negativity, anger, all these types of emotions, then you'll see that it will be less likely that you actually come to a solution. That there is suddenly something that just pops up and it's like, oh, hey, this is the solution, let's just do this. Because what happens, and there's multiple things that happen, but one thing is that it really narrows your field of attention if you are in a lower vibrational state of being. It really narrows your focus, so you're only focused on the problem, and you can't really think in a creative way anymore. And if you can't think in a creative way anymore and think outside of the box, then it can be very difficult to solve certain problems. Even, especially maybe, that's what I was going to say, especially when, maybe it's the first time you encounter this problem. You don't have like a set sequence of, okay, I'm going to deal with this problem in this certain way. And that requires you to think out of the box. So if you're in this lower vibrational state of being, then your perspective becomes very narrow and you can't think outside of that. And what it also just does is it just creates, more of these obstacles. And the nuance is, and this is very important to understand, that it's still okay to get angry. It's still okay to, be anxious or fearful. That's not really what I'm saying. It's more about, okay, let's say you feel those emotions. Can you then observe them and be present with them? Because then already you are shifting yourself to a higher state of being. Because it's only when we are very much identified with these emotions that they start to cause problems. Or when we get into the feedback loop of, hey, this problem should not be here, and I'm anxious because this client is angry, or something like that, or my spouse is doing this or that, and it shouldn't be this way, and then you are angry at them, and they become more angry, and you get into this vicious cycle of, it becoming worse and worse. So if we then can observe our own emotions, which are valid, and our own state of being that we have at the moment, if we accept it, then that already shifts us to a higher state of being, because pure act of observation and loving ourselves in the moment is something that already creates a profound shift. And what you'll see when you work with this is that in a very practical way we create our experience. Because I've had many times where I've had like a specific problem, difficult problem, maybe in the business, or maybe something with my bank account. I can remember one time I used kind of like this credit on my bank, and I can go into the minus. And then if you on this account I go into the minus, and then okay, I spend that money. But if you don't put like new money on it to get into the plus within a certain time, then yeah, they shut off this functionality that you can do this. And it was really like, oh, okay, this is what yeah, what will be done. So one time I can remember a couple of years ago, it got shut off, and I was like, oh shit, like it got shut off. Oh, okay, that's yeah, I can't use this functionality anymore. That's yeah, handy for me at this moment. And then I was like, okay, just stay calm, just stay relaxed, stay centered, and what kind of experience do I choose right now? And it was not that I was trying to force yeah, this to work. I was okay with it if it was shut down now. I was just completely, I don't know, centered about it. And then the funny thing was, I called my bank and I explained this thing, and then yeah, they suddenly said, well, yeah, that's true actually, but yeah, you're still in the period because it got shut down, and well, actually, it's actually like this that we can just turn it on again. And yeah, I swear, and my friend Julian also, that yeah, before that was just, there was a hard rule that it would just get shut down if you don't, yeah, how can I say, put enough money on your account before a certain date. So that's one example, but we've had many examples also, like in the business, working on some server issue, or maybe a website. In the past, we used to build websites a long time ago, and sometimes you just run into these, I don't know, weird problems, and then just stay centered, just stay calm. Okay, what do we focus on? And a funny thing that we've done sometimes is play the mantra of Ganesh. So Ganesh is like this Hindu god, and the mantra goes like Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And you have like these mantra songs on YouTube. So when we encounter problems, we put like this mantra on. And I can't tell you how many times that instantly works almost. Because yeah, okay, on the one hand, the mantra is powerful. There is energy associated to that. Many people have given this energy, and Ganesh is the god of removing obstacles. So it's a very good, how can I say, archetype to channel at that moment. It's also, I believe, associated with Mercury. So Mercury is also technology, intelligence, thinking outside of the box, all these things, and communication. So yeah, and then well, okay, suddenly the problem is solved. I had it like the other week. My microphone would not work. I couldn't understand why, and this camera was doing some things, and then you can suddenly catch yourself like, oh, I'm really much into the problem. Okay, let's take a step back, relax, calm and collected. Positive state of being, become neutral. This is the point. There is non-dual awareness, because what is happening is not either good or bad. It's just happening. There's just something that appears, and that is what it is at this moment. And it cannot be any other way. Otherwise, it can't be any other way, because it is what it is. It appears. And it doesn't mean you repress anything. It's more that you accept experience and you flow with experience. And then when it's more non-dual, you don't judge it as good or bad. You can just decide what it means. And then also from this neutral perspective, then you can do the most effective thing that you can do at that moment. And this is really important. This is really the crux of having a good state of being. And I'll also tie it to some bigger things, by the way, because these are really practical, how can I say, day-to-day things where you can use it, which is very profound. I mean, it's very interesting to use this when you are having these problems in relationships or your business, or maybe at work, or around health or something like that. Because with health, it's also very important. Let me make that transition. Let's say you have a health problem, and you are so focused on, oh, I need to find this thing on the internet. Oh, what's wrong with me? What do I have? And you try to, oh, I need to really find it now. And you're on this forum and trying to find the solution. Oh, is it maybe this? Oh, is it maybe that? Oh shit! And then you're feeling really anxious. I need to know what it is. I can't sit with it. Like I have this like weird thing. It can be many things. So can you understand that this type of energy, this very much seeking energy, oh, I need to fix this right now, this is not going to be conducive to actually finding a solution, because what happens is that you infuse consciousness and reality with a needy energy, in a sense, a needy energy, desperate energy, but also an energy of anxiety and fear. And if you go searching for a solution from that place, then it will be much harder to actually find the solution, or you'll not find it at all. Because in the end, we get access to higher ideas and higher perspectives when we are also in a better state of being, in a higher vibrational state of being. And this is crucial to understand, because sometimes we want to fix something and it's really in our face, but you can only fix it from another level. I think Einstein was someone who said that you can't fix a problem with the same thinking as that it was created with. And that is because you can take it to the next level. It's more about the state. Okay, so you are in a certain state. This created maybe a problem, or just a problem appears. I mean, problems just happen. That's just life. There's just things that happen and appear because life just happens. But then on the other hand, it's more like, let's say that happens, then you want to not stay in this like little bubble. You want to go to a higher state. And then looking down, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is the easy thing to do. Okay, well, I need to text this girl this thing. Or I need to call my client and do this thing, and then we'll fix the problem. Or, for example, when my mic was not working, it was like, oh, okay, the sound is off here. But you can become so narrow focused, and you just miss things. And this is why it's really important to work on this state of being. And maybe you have certain anchors towards this state of being. So, for example, what I usually do, one thing is that I focus my attention on my heart. Like, just for a second, breathe out, relax, calm state, become aware of the space around me. Because sometimes, especially if you have a problem on your laptop or something, or you're working behind your computer, it can become very focused on the screen itself. So just relax, become aware of space. That's also something that can make the awareness more open, to become more aware of space, things around you. What do you hear? Just become neutral. Become a more neutral observer of what is happening right now. And then that is a very high vibrational state of being, more towards, you could say, non-duality. Just a neutral observer, to make it more easy. And then re-engage with your problem, re-engage with what is happening in this moment, and then you'll see that it's much easier to solve. And let's tie it into really big things, because I'm talking about some things where you very specifically take action on. But let's say you are aware of what is going on in the world right now, which is a very interesting thing to be aware of, to be aware that there are certain groups of people that are manipulating other groups of people, well, the majority, into a system of more and more control, more and more technological control. They want to go to, this technocracy society where everything is governed by AI, in a sense, AI and digital systems, digital prison, you could call it, a digital prison where everything is monitored and tracked and controlled. And, with the carbon credits and all these things, I won't go too deep into everything right here. But let's say you are someone who is aware of this, and I see this a lot, many people that are aware of this. they really, because they are aware of it, which is already a better step because you are aware of it, awareness of the darkness and, how can I say, bad things in the world and evil, I think is very crucial because if we're only aware of the light, then we're living in this kind of like fake reality, this fake heaven. And we want to broaden our perspective to also encompass the darkness and all these things, which are in the end just the other side of the coin of light, because it's all the same. And then it also leads to benefits. But the point I'm going to make is that when people are aware of this, they let it influence their state of being a lot. It's okay to be aware of something, but then what story and narrative are you telling yourself about the world and how you are going to deal with it and how you are maybe even benefiting from it? Like, are you playing the victim, or does this actually create for you an opportunity to grow and to expand yourself and to stand up for freedom and to really understand that any darkness and problems that occur in your life, in the world, these are only but catalyst for more personal and spiritual growth on the one hand, and just to become really a master of your own state of being. Because you can be a monk in a cave and meditating, and that can be hard in its own way, but can you also have like a good state of being while you have to take care of your family, while you have a business, while you have to stand up for your rights and your freedom and really add value to the world? Can you also maintain a good state of being while there is also more the negative and the dark polarity that is trying to further an agenda of more and more control? So it's just about the story that you tell yourself. And then you can like take meta perspectives on this, Oh, we're just souls that are playing and we're playing a game. Oh, you're the dark side this time and you're the good side. Okay, cool. And then we have a fun game. And it's just something that we can grow and experience and then have our souls expand. And then even higher perspective could be, hey, it's just a game of God trying to entertain itself in infinity. And there cannot be anything that actually goes wrong, because there's only one being that is infinitely expressing itself in infinite ways, and well, nothing really matters in the end from the highest state. And then from, let's say, maybe a perspective of I create my own reality. Okay, certain things are happening in reality, but then so what part are you playing to create a better reality? To create a reality where we are free, where we are in the next level of humanity and society, because we're currently at this level and we could go to a higher level and levels beyond that, because this has happened many times. In the past we had kings and queens, now we have governments. In my view, we could raise above that and go to the next level. But my point was more like, what is the story that you tell yourself about what is happening? Maybe it is the best thing that has ever happened, because the darkness always leads to the light, and it can't be any other way. And you cannot say that you are in control of your state of being and that you really are a master of your own reality, a master of, your own experience from moment to moment. No matter what perspective you have on reality and reality creation, it's more like, hey, what are you doing in this moment? Are you doing the most effective thing? You cannot say to me that you have mastered that if you get angry when you see Trump, or you get angry when you see Hillary, or that, you have to be somebody from the LGBTQ community that constantly puts in other people's faces like, hey, accept me, accept me, accept me, based on certain ideas and ideologies that have also been seeded by certain individuals and groups of people that want to further this agenda of gender confusion and really confuse people. But then you're just a little, pawn in that game. Because when you have a high vibrational state of being, you have a more holistic like perspective on what is actually happening in reality. It won't be, oh, okay, Ukraine, and it's only Putin that is creating all the problems. To me, if somebody says this, I already know that, yeah, their perspective is not so holistic of the world, and that also often comes from the states of beings that they are accessing on a regular basis. Because I know they are stuck inside, often a certain polarity. They are inside a certain camp, and they're not aware of it. And that's fine, because in the end, we all do that in a sense, in different ways. But yeah, you want to raise your consciousness, raise your state of being, so that then, like I said, perspective is not narrow, but it's more broad, it's more holistic. You can think more outside of the box. Why are certain terrorists terrorists? Oh, maybe they got angry because somebody did something to them. It's just to think things through. Okay, what is actually causing the war in Ukraine? What are actually the factors that are playing a role? And then you can see that the NATO clearly has like a very big role in it. But those are things sometimes we ignore, like, oh, okay, no. And then, the president and the Hunter Biden stuff. I mean, come on. It's very interesting if you see that people have like certain states of being based on also their identity. So there's like an identity at play. I am a Democrat, or I am a Republican, or what you have millions of these, right? I am a white person, I am a black person, I am the victim of this situation, or victim is very interesting. If you think of the victim state of being, that is really saying like, oh, the universe, everything happens to you. And then that's hard to escape from, because then you also find confirmation of it. Because this is the thing which connects identity and state of being. And what is actually happening in your reality is that you have a certain identity. Then there is a confirmation of that, because you have a certain state of being. You see that in your reality, and then it gets reflected back, enhancing the identity that you have. So the real thing is then to become aware of your identity, and also try to expand beyond that, because you don't know what you don't know. And that is so true, because the essence of really expanding your own awareness is being very radically open-minded. And I'm going a little bit off topic of the state of being, but I'll connect it to this. I think it's interesting. Yeah, to be radically open-minded. When I talk to people, about certain things, maybe it's spirituality, astrology, what's going on in the world, certain spiritual practices, personal growth, personal development, even things like, I don't know, improving yourself with women, or certain health views. Health is a big topic around this. You already know that when you're talking with somebody, that often they already have their opinion ready, and they're not really that open-minded to receive another opinion, or to ponder something that is completely different than their current worldview. Because, I don't know, like, it's often, oh, that's weird, or oh no, that's so strange, I don't believe in that. Do you believe in that? Oh, that's so strange. Oh no, that's like so bad. No, in health, oh no, sugar is so bad, fructose is so bad. Oh, okay. And okay. All these, there's certain set of opinions that are already ready. Oh, astrology, well, that's all bullshit. Spirituality, no, I'm atheist, so it's all science. And it's just really funny, because then you already know that you are talking to somebody that is close-minded. And then I've even had like instances where at that moment, or maybe later, I asked this person like, oh, do you consider yourself open-minded? Or how open-minded are you? Well, yeah, I'm very open-minded. But yeah, you already know like there's a certain barrier to what they would allow, because otherwise it will change their identity. And that will be very difficult for them because they're stuck in this identity. And that is because their state of being is, in a sense, polarized. They're polarized into a certain direction where it's not neutral, and they cannot just, oh, okay, I'll just ponder this idea. Oh, I'll just ponder it from this side and this side and this side and this side, and ponder this thing and this thing and this thing, without getting too caught into, okay, how am I fulfilling my own desires and needs through my beliefs about this specific situation, which happens a lot with the things in the world, the war in Ukraine, or the medical procedure that many people took, the debates around that, and also just darkness in the world in general. To be able to look at that, that's a scary thing. That takes more like a neutral state of being. Okay, so let me then finish this thing about a state of being, because what do I want to finish it with? So what is really crucial about this is that, you can then suddenly just see the solution or the answer to the problem. You can just see it. It's like, oh, it's there. Oh, okay, nice. You just have this thought. And this is also when let's say you are very much into a creative project or a certain problem, and then I can't solve it right now, but I need to solve it. I need to do this. I need my health problem, or I need this thing to be solved in my relationship, or something like that. You can search for information and search for maybe possible ways to solve it, but then there can be like a very distinct moment where it's much better to just let it go for a second. Just let it go, drink some water, which I am actually going to do now. Drink some water, just relax, walk outside. That's good. It's pretty hot in here. Go outside, feel the sun, talk to a friend, do a power nap, or maybe even the next day, after you've had like a rest, and then look at it again, and then boom, you can suddenly have it there because your subconscious mind also worked on it, but also because you just let it go more. Because when we are so focused, it creates this narrow perspective, and then, okay, well, just let it go for a second, and then there can be a broader perspective. And then also reality can change, because reality can only change if it is not at this moment held into place in this moment, because we're looking at a frame of reality at this moment. And then, okay, so focused on this, then it cannot really change, because it's the observer effect holding this, I don't know, narrow slice of reality in place. And then it's really good to just become aware of that. I can let it go. And then in the background, it can just change. And this is what happens a lot, when you just let go. Then suddenly it can change. And what is really important, and I think that's what I want to finish this video with, is that things in the outside world, and also, in a sense, things in the inside world, your thoughts and emotions, but especially things in the outside world, problems, things in relationships that happen, health challenges. But let's connect thoughts and emotions to it too. Yeah, all these things are symbols, so they're all symbols. Symbols create states of being, because a symbol is something that we attribute meaning to, and then that creates a certain state. Let's say somebody looks at the pentagram, this spiritual symbol. You can just see a star. But okay, if you think about it more, you can see like the 5 elements in there, the 4 elements with spirit governing it. It's a symbol. And also, I talked about this mantra before, like Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. It's a symbol because it has a certain meaning. And yeah, it's like a certain ode to Ganesh to remove obstacles, basically. And yeah, this symbol gets charged, but you know, normal things in your life are also symbols. If you look at yeah, some news on, I don't know, a certain alternative media channel, and you're like, oh shit, oh, they're gonna bring this central bank digital currency. Oh shit, we're all fucked, and oh, this the world's going to shit, and it's such a big problem, and oh my god, and oh, the elites are so powerful, or something like that, you know. So at that moment, you're not really exercising your own sovereign freedom that can, oh man, never be taken away from you. That is, you create your own reality, you create your own experience, and together we, of course, create our, yeah, I don't know, a certain collective experience. But you have the power to contribute to that in a positive way and also create more empowering states of being for people around you by choosing in that moment, oh, okay, well, this thing is just happening. It's just completely neutral. You can't do anything about it. Like, it's just happening. Uh, Let me rephrase that. It is just happening. You can't do anything about it, that it is happening at this moment. You know, you cannot say, like, to the sun when it's shining, like, hey, stop shining. Well, it's there, right? I mean, you cannot do that. And, well, the sky is blue. Hey, sky, stop being blue. No, it's just happening. It is already there. And then, of course, you can do certain things to steer society and creation and consciousness into a better direction. And that is then your choice. That is then at that moment your choice. Am I going to let myself be disempowered by this? Or am I just going to say something like, oh, well, okay, they're bringing the CBDC or something like that. Well, okay, well, that's going to be a fun challenge to deal with that. That's going to be interesting to navigate that. Well, all these things that are happening, how would it be if humanity would look back on them in 100 years and they were actually like the building blocks for a lot of people waking up and then seeing that we can take society to a higher level, a higher consciousness, and also ourselves to a higher consciousness. Because often we need catalysts to actually propel us into growth. It's not 100% necessary, but often that's how people grow. There's certain traumatic events or there's something negative. If everything was already good and everything was already fine, then people would not be so motivated to build a better world, to build better things. Can you see that that is a much more powerful narrative than saying like, oh, okay, well, they have all the power and this or that and look what they're doing. Yeah, it's just like, it's just a neutral thing. Like you can give it the meaning you want and you can think of your own meanings. You know, I encourage you not to only take mine, you know, what I am saying right now. And these things are also based on my own experiences and references and talking with people about this and my own spiritual perspectives. But yeah, well, what are yours? Well, what story are you telling yourself about the world that you are currently living in and that you are participating in, and the story that you tell yourself about who you are? Because this really influences your own state of being. Because yeah, in a sense, you are also just a symbol. Like for consciousness, in this moment, you are consciousness, but then you, at this moment, have a certain body. You look a certain way. You are a certain person. You could also go to, you know, astrology, birth chart. So it's like, oh, you are a certain configuration of energy. So what meaning do you give that? Like, what story are you telling about yourself? And it's completely neutral. You can tell yourself anything and then make it become true. Because you can decide. You are the lawgiver of your experience. Nobody can say to you, for example, that you are not beautiful. Like you can decide that. And of course, you don't want to be like, how can I say, irrational about certain things. It's more like the feeling that you get, like when you look at yourself, like, do you really love yourself? Do you really appreciate yourself the way that you look, the way that you are? This is just a choice. Nobody can say like, oh, you need to look this or that way, and then you can access love, or then you can access the state that is called beauty and feeling beautiful, or something like that. That is just a relative a polarity. It's a relative polarity where you can decide, well, this is what I find beautiful. Because a good example of this is like pain and pleasure. You know, let's say I hit my finger or something, yeah, like a habit that I have. It's like, oh yeah, I hit my, oh no, there's like in between, I don't know, this thing at my window, like you can yeah, catch your finger in it. Or let's say I would catch my finger in this. This supposedly really hurt in the boom arm that I have. I haven't done it yet, but I saw when I was looking at videos when I wanted to buy this. That if you catch your finger in this, it would really hurt. So let's say that would happen, or something else happened. Doesn't really matter. And then it's like, pain, pain, pain. Oh, okay, but pain. Okay, but wait. This is just a neutral experience, and it feels more like pain. But what if it's pleasure? Oh, pleasure, 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 pleasure. Oh, yeah. Oh, and then suddenly it's like, it feels good. Can still be painful, but it's a different frame. It's different perspective. It's also, yeah, I think like in the brain, if you label pain pleasure, but if you resist it, yeah, then it's really painful. And that's just a simple example. But like, let's say you have a big problem in your relationship or something like that, just a thing that comes to mind, a big problem in your relationship, and then you're like, oh fuck, this shouldn't be there, and he is just always like this, why can't we just now get along because we're here in Paris and we really want to have a good time or something like that. Then it's like, okay, what meaning are you giving to that? Okay, maybe this can give us a chance to speak some things that, yeah, we need to talk about, or like, can we have a dialogue, or maybe this can help us grow. It's just a neutral thing, that's an entire experience in the core truths. And I'm not saying that it's wrong to have problems or to have a certain perspective that, certain situations are difficult. It's more like realizing that you have the power because you are the authority of your own experience. You can decide what things mean, and then you want to give an empowering meaning. And what that then does is that it creates more profound states of being, more higher vibrational states of being, and then problems are more easily solved. Certain things that are bothering you maybe for years, suddenly they can just be solved. I've had a very interesting time with fitness in the past. I won't tell the entire story here, but suddenly I could just see like, oh, wow, I can just do this and this and this. Okay, well, this is the solution. I can do it in this way and that way. And that is because you're raising your state of being. And this is a continual process. It's not like, okay, it's like only this one time or something. It's you can compare it to a video game. It's like you're leveling up. Boom, 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 boom. Creating more profound connections in your neurology, maybe during meditation and hypnosis and all these things, to further raise your state of being, so that then also in those moments when there are problems, you already have like this set of habits and conditionings that can then contribute to a better state of being. So this is, I think, everything that I wanted to talk about. Let me see if there is anything else that I kind of missed. No, I think that's it. All right, just to summarize this video and the importance of state of being. So your state of being at this moment is creating your experience. And it creates your reality, in a broader sense. But it creates your experience in this moment. So it is crucial to be aware of your state of being and then shift it into the direction that you want, so that then certain things in your reality go easier, smoother, and you can more easily find solutions to problems, and just have a more enjoyable experience in the moment, not getting too caught up in certain things that come at you from the external world that then control you. Because if you are master of your state, if you master your state more, then things from the outside world will not affect you that much. You can basically choose the state that you want. So practice this. It's a very vital skill to master if you want to master your inner world. And if you like this video, then please give it a like. That really helps. And also, if you have any questions or want to comment something, leave it in the comments below. That'd be great. And then also, if you want to subscribe to our newsletter, you can probably find an opt-in somewhere down below. And there we also send out a newsletter where we give additional tips and also more profound content on how to really take your personal and spiritual growth to the next level and create the life that you desire. So that's all for this video, and have a great day.